Don't fit in when you were born to stand out. Welcome back. It looks a little different here. I am recording this intro from Mexico. We are here for 3 weeks. We escaped the cold back home. I pre-recorded the content of this video before we came, but I thought it would be fun to record these intros from down here. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're back for more, welcome back. Tab is a channel for beauty artists who are ready to take their income, their lives, their business, their skills to the next level and be the go-to in what you do. I'm Alex, your host, and today we're continuing on with part 2 of our 3-part series all about the 3 laws of client attraction. The 3 keys, the 3 laws that you need in your business to attract your dream clients, keep them coming back, build a successful business, and be that go-to artist. So today we are on with number 2. Before we get started, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video in the series and all the more videos to come. Law number 2 of client attraction is standing out. Next up, law number 2 of client attraction is to stand out. You need to grab your client's attention, and the first way to do this is to know who your ideal clients are, which is great because we just figured that out in number 1. That was the first part, video 1 to this series, the 3 laws of client attraction. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it here and come back and finish this video after. So we know where our ideal clients are, we know what our specialization is, and now we need to stand out in our specialization. And we do this by creating a brand behind our business. And that brand can be you. You can be the brand, but you need to figure out what makes it different, what makes you stand out. Being a brand on its own will set you apart in our industry, as a lot of artists don't see themselves that way. They're not seeing themselves as an actual brand. They're seeing themselves as an artist, as a one-woman show, as a business owner, and of course, you're all of these things. But if you can turn all those things into a brand, that's where you start to really, really stand out from the crowd. Think of one of your favorite brands. Is it Aloe for workout clothes? Is it Sol de Janeiro for body lotion? What is it? And what attracted you to this brand in the first place? Chances are you were attracted to and interested in them before you even purchased or tried their product, right? That's how it works a lot of the time. So they did something to stand out, to draw you in the first place. So was it coloring? Was it a promise? Did it make you feel a certain way? Answer all of those questions and think about how you can bring that into your own brand. Okay, so what makes up your brand? How do you turn your business into a brand? So number 1 is visual branding. So like we were talking about Sol de Janeiro, they're bright yellow, right? So you have visual branding. So a logo, color, fonts, textures. And if you are looking for places for inspo, Pinterest is amazing for this. Remember, inspo. And then to actually create Canva, hands down, the best. So once you decide on all of these, everything you share should be in these colors, this font, this branding. It should be seamless across everything that you share. So your Instagram, your website, your printed marketing, your signage. You want it to feel like one cohesive experience. When choosing this first, choose something that you like, but something you're gonna like long term, because it's best not to be changing your branding too often. And while it is possible to rebrand, the less you have to do this, the better. And this advice comes from myself, from personal experience. Someone who has done a studio service rebrand many times, and it is a lot of work. Going back to my story, starting out as a lash artist, branding was cutesy pink. My business was called Pretty Little Lashes when I first started out, and once I added in microblending, added in PMU, this just did not fit my brand. So I had to do a total overhaul, and then I actually did it 2 more times. So it is possible, but it is not the best use of your time. So try to pick something that you can stick to and maybe just shift a little bit as you grow. So I don't want to be changing our branding too much, because we want our clients to become familiar with your brand and be able to recognize it. Almost like subconsciously, like Apple, Lululemon, Doritos. I actually love the Doritos example because they had that commercial where they were like a commercial with no logo, and all they had was like the orange Dorito triangle, and we all still knew exactly what it was. That's how it was subconsciously branded. We could recognize that it was Doritos without them even telling us. So That being said, choosing what you like is important, but you do still need to keep in mind what your ideal clients like, because you are really creating it for them and not for yourself. So knowing who your ideal clients are and what they like is definitely going to help you on this. On a more complex level, what makes up your brand is who you are, what you stand for, your specialization, your opinions, your values, your messaging, and your brand is deeper than the services you offer. Your brand is kind of your story. So who are you? How did you get started in the industry? What led you to the services you are currently offering, currently specializing? What are your struggles, your wins, some of those loops in the road? For example, my story is I graduated university and I did not want an office job. I went through all of university knowing I didn't want an office job, and then I randomly signed up for a lash extension course, adding on microblading services later, and then really falling in love with that natural look. On the side of Brow Tab, I created microblading tools because microblading is what I loved, and then I noticed that there was a gap in our industry, and it happened to just be in something else that I love, the business side of our beauty businesses. And so I went in on targeted on that. So that's part of my story and what makes up the brand of Brow Tab itself. What do you stand for? What are your values? What's important to you as a person? What's important to you as a business owner? Here I'm talking about things like accountability, loyalty, leadership, timeliness, and any other characteristic that can be called a value, right? And how can you incorporate this into your brand? For example, treating my clients really well. Customer service is super important to me, and I have severely incorporated this into my business. I'm going to share a little bit of a story on that in our next, the number 3 law. I'm a strong believer that customer service can make or break your business. Even super talented artists can fail if they are not offering outstanding customer service, but we'll get to that in number 3. For example, is I believe in setting boundaries and saying no to clients. Yes, I'm still very nice to my clients. I offer them an amazing service, but I have boundaries and I set them that way, and that is part of my brand. That is part of my business. Another question you could ask yourself is, what led you to choosing your specialization to be that specialized service for your business? What led you to that? And if you haven't watched this video yet, that's number 1 in the series. Specialization is the number 1 law to client attraction. If you haven't watched it yet, go watch it here and then come back. Like, what is your story behind that? Like, mine is that I offer ultra natural microblading, and it's honestly because I love that look. I love it personally for myself. I love it for my clients when I see it out in the wild. I love that look. I have offered a more dramatic look. I know how to do a powder brow. I know how to do an ombre brow, and I have done it, but I honestly don't enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy the look of it. I do know that it does look great on some people, but I personally, that's not my eye for beauty. So that is the reason why I chose ultra natural as my specialty, because that, like I said, that is my eye for beauty. That's what I love to do. I love to create strokes. When I am shading an eyebrow, I get bored so fast, and it is just not my thing. And that's something that I will share with clients, because my clients are coming to me for that ultra natural look. So they're also agreeing with me in that sense. Turn all of this, all these aspects into your brand. And because you really are your brand, you are now showing up authentically. And when you show up authentically, you stand out and you attract your ideal clients. What I want to share with you today is the best way to actually stand out, and this is to focus on your own brand. And do this by stop following other people in your industry. Inspiration can be great, but we can get really bogged down and distracted by what others are doing, comparing what we are doing, comparing our content, what our brand looks like compared to theirs, and just not really focusing on what we are doing ourselves. And there is no rule in our industry, in the world, that you need to follow other artists. There's no reason why you need to do what that other artist is doing. Now, I'm not saying don't follow accounts like Woman Empowerment and Brow Tab for motivation, education, support, community. I mean, you don't need to be following that artist down the street or that artist across the country, at least while you're focusing on really creating your brand. Until you nail that down and you can live and breathe your brand, your focus should be only on you. So unfollow or at least mute all of other artists' accounts that you are currently following for the next 30 days. Hell, let's do that as a challenge. Let's call it the focus challenge. Are you with me? Okay, so we're gonna unfollow or at least mute, if you prefer, all the other artists that you follow, or even go as far as doing this with any account that just makes you not feel great about yourself, about where your business is at. It's social media, right? We get to choose who we follow, and social media should make us feel good. So let's do this for 30 days. Focus only on our own brand, make it explode, make our business and our clientele and our income grow. Are you ready to join this challenge with me? You can do this on your own, but within BClub, I have set up a focus challenge section for all of us to come together and share our focus / unfollow journey for the next 30 days. You can join this challenge for only $1 and get access to all of the BClub has to offer to help you build a successful brand and to stand out. The link is in the caption to join BClub and this challenge for only $1. The challenge will start for 30 days on Tuesday, January 28th, today. So join us now in BClub. Focus on your brand, your business, your clients, your bookings, your money for 30 days and see what happens, because what you focus on expands. And then after that, you can go back to following them, but chances are you are not even going to miss them, and you may even be more productive because you are spending less time scrolling, focusing on others, and more focus on you.